Greetings, fam. Oh, yes. This is your host with the most, the one, the apostle, the prophet, the cosmic commander. That's right, coming to you, streaming from, of course, our Facebook page, also our YouTube page. For those of you that haven't had an opportunity to go and subscribe to our YouTube page, please go and subscribe to our YouTube page, okay? I'm gonna put it out there on the timeline for you. But it's gonna be a hot topic uh, issue tonight because we're gonna get into Sonya Massey as well as dealing with our topic tonight. Do being interracially married disqualify you to speak on behalf of black people? And of course, if we just take a minute and think about it, there are some things that are happening right now in the theater of conversation that has to be discussed, right? And you're at the right place at the right time, doing the right thing with the right people, baby. Wind down Wednesday, right? Therapy with a sip, grown folk conversation. Y'all know what we do when we come in. We do what? We hit that share button. So go ahead and hit that share button. I'm going to take the opportunity to share as you guys do the same. Come on in, and we're going to have an amazing conversation tonight. I have an amazing wine for you guys, and as always, I have 1738 on the sip side for our sippers. So let's have an amazing grown folk conversation, okay? Now, let's hit that share button. Go ahead and share. Let everybody know that we getting ready to do the do, and it ain't the Mountain Dew, right? Okay, so hit the share button. Okay, and this is what I'm doing. I'm sharing. Of course, we all know what sharing is caring. And today, what is Wednesday, also known as Hump Day. I had an amazing, extraordinary day. As always, I make the best of all of my days. I have more behind me than I do in front of me, so I'm excited about living. I live, laugh, love, and breathe. That's what we do. If you look at my shirt, right? Black therapists matter, right? I know. Come on, fam. Hit that share button. Stick and stay. When you come in, let us know where you're hailing from. Okay? Let us know where you're hailing from. Okay. Now, like I stated, we have a topic tonight, but I know what we're going to get into, and it's very important for those of you that don't know. I'm also from the state of Illinois, also from the capital, and we know what happened to our dear sister, Sonya Massey. Our condolences to her family. Shout out Sonya. We'll get an opportunity. One of my homies that's a retired police officer out of Springfield, Illinois. Hopefully we'll be able to get him on tonight and kind of discuss some things around that. It's a hot button issue. Everyone is talking about it everywhere. In fact, my oldest daughter knows her. And in fact, family, she's only a few blocks away from my baby sister and my parents. Very close to this issue. And hopefully we'll get an opportunity to chop it up about it and kind of get you guys feelings on what's going on with that issue. How about that? So go ahead and hit that share button, and let's have an amazing night. Tonight's podcast is going to be brought to you by none other than the Prince of Peace, Queen Octavia, T. Swin, Men Can Always Be Wrong podcast. And also our very own master teacher, the quantum shifter, the shape shifter, the code breaker, baby. Oh, we about to get it on real strong. Yeah, we ain't gonna leave it alone. We're gonna talk about it. Let's get up in here. Go ahead and hit the share button. Yes, indeed. And we're gonna crack this wine open here in just a moment. Toss it up, and then we'll get into this conversation. I think it's gonna be an amazing conversation, as always, in Wind Down Wednesday, with your host with the most, the one, the apostle, the prophet, the cosmic commander. Yes, indeed. I love you back. Yes, indeed. Yes, family. I love you. I love you. I love you. Yes. Yes. Shout out for those of you that haven't had an opportunity to get this book yet. Shout out to T Swin, Men Can Always Be Wrong podcast. Uh, Suckers, Love is for Suckers. If you hadn't had an opportunity to get that, listen, you want to look that up and get that, okay? So, T Swin, shout out. Men Can Always Be Wrong podcast. Also, he has another podcast, um, Storytime with T Swin. Oh, it is amazing. You want to check that out, okay? And I'm still hitting the share button. Go ahead and hit the share button, family. And let's get into this deep conversation because we have some really intellectually deep people that come in and share on a really high level. And of course, you all know that this is a sip with therapy. We're not only here sipping trying to get drunk, but we're here sipping and enjoying ourselves so that we can get into a deeper conversation, right? So come on in, fam. I love you guys. I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited. It's always a pleasure to come into you guys' eye gates, into your ear gates, and you all share your time. That's amazing. Um, and you can't. You know what? You're like, oh my God, I'm so excited about what's going on, and I'm happy about what's going on, right? Yeah. Hit that share button. Thank you, Queen Octavia. Go ahead and hit that share button. Don't be afraid because what? Sharing is what? Caring. That's right. And let me get these shares in and we'll move on. Yeah, we'll move on. Hope you guys are enjoying the ambience. Nice. Look, Paris out on the night. Jazz. Mm-hmm. Okay. Hey, Kizzy. Hey, TB. Remember, when you come into the room, please let us know where you're hailing from. Also, recall, please, that we're dealing with a particular topic tonight, but it's not the main topic that we're going to deal with. Being interracially married disqualify you to speak on behalf of black people. And also, simultaneously, we want to get an opportunity to talk about our dear sister that was executed, Sonya Massey. We want to get an opportunity to also talk about that. And hopefully, one of my homies from Springfield, Illinois, which is a retired police officer, will get an opportunity to come on and we can kind of discuss that a little bit, family. And it's amazing what we're doing in this particular season. We are doing some amazing things here in Wind Down Wednesday, Therapy with a Sip, Grown Folk Conversation. This is a place where you can really come and have grown folk conversation without all of the gossip, all of the backbiting and backstabbing and all of that. We don't do that here in Wind Down Wednesday. Wind Down Wednesday is primarily for those that are intellectually engaging in conversation so that we can all benefit from that. How about that, family? Yeah. Queen Octavia says, I don't think that marriage grants or restrict your voice. Just better be careful what comes out. I agree. Great point. Okay, so let me hit a few of these groups, family, and we'll get into our conversation. Wind Down Wednesday. And if you're here, please do this for you, for me, and for us. Hit that share button. Because why? It's for you, for me, and for us. You all already know that this is what? FUBU. Yes, this is what? FUBU. For us, by us. Okay? Now, also note that you can come on with me live. If you want, if you have an opinion, if you want to discuss something, you want to talk about it, you're more than welcome to come on, okay? All right. Queen Octavia says, on the same token, marriage does not equal inclusion. You still are who you are. Okay. All right. KD Rain, thank you for stopping in. Wind Down Wednesday. Let us know where you're hailing from. Let us know where you're coming from. Drop that area code, city, state, whatever you want to do. Let us know what you got going on. Okay? All right. Again, shout out and our condolences to our sister Sonya Massey. This is a great talking point that's out in the theater of thought right now. And I'm pretty sure we're probably going to get around to that. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about these interracial relationships that we have going on. And then there are those that are trying to speak on behalf of black people, but they're in interracial relationships. What are your thoughts about that? Right? Okay. I'm just still taking a moment, just dropping some of these groups, just hanging there with us. KD Roll, South Kakalaki. All right. South Kakalaki in the house. I hear you. That's what's up. Yes, indeed. Like I said, for those of you that don't know, I'm actually from Springfield, Illinois. And interesting enough, the incident happened not too far from my baby sister and my parents' home. Um, it's it's crazy how it happened and what transpired. It's crazy. So hopefully we'll get an opportunity to talk about that. It's Wind Down Wednesday. And all of this is for educational purposes only. And all of this is allegedly and speculative. Um, and we're just having conversation and Wind Down Wednesday with your host with the most, the one, the apostle, the prophet, the cosmic commander. Wind Down Wednesday, baby. Therapy with a sip. Grown folk conversation. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Let me drop in a couple more groups here, fam, and then we're going to get into our conversation. Everybody good? Yes, indeed. Thank you. Thank you, Prince of Peace, for putting that out there. Look on the JP Hall. He put the topic. Do being interracially married disqualify you to speak on behalf of black people? Gratitude. Thank you all. It is so awesome. I see you, LL, the MC, baby, out of the ATL. I see you, Lou Legend, baby. Shout out. Yeah. Just think about, when you have great people on your team and they know how to position things and make things easier for you. That is amazing. And I'm excited about that. Yes. So we're just Getting a few shares in here, and we'll get into our conversation. We'll pour up our wine and we'll give our toast, and we'll get into this conversation. What y'all think? I know, right? Yes, indeed. Okay. One more share here, and we're going to get into our conversation. We're going to pour up our wine. Okay. And while you're here, please do this for you and for me and for us. Hit the share button. Okay. All right. Thank you. All right. So we're getting our shares out there. All right. Okay, Kizzy. Kizzy says we can't discount their opinion or devalue what they have to bring or say because they may see things from a different point of view or perspective, especially if we don't know their story or things. Wait a minute. Wait a minute, Kizzy. Let's see here. Okay. Their story or things they have been through that made them choose who they did to love. Okay. Now, that's a very valid point. And on that point, let's pour up this wine. It's a Cabernet Sauvignon, and it's called Smoking Loon. Here's our wine for tonight. Smoking Loon. It's a Cabernet Sauvignon, and we're going to pour up a bill. Okay? Whoa, 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 whoa. You're going to be on the bell. Okay. All right. So who's going to give the toast tonight? Is there anyone want to give the toast, or should I give it? If you guys want me to give the toast, put those thumbs in the air. And if there's someone that want to give it quickly, go ahead and put it on the timeline. Okay? All right. And hopefully, my longtime friend out of Springfield, Illinois, which is an ex or a retired officer, will come in and we'll get an opportunity to talk about Sonya Massey. Okay? And we're probably going to talk about her anyway before we get out of here because I think it's very pivotal and important that we do address that issue. Okay? So here we go. Thank you guys. Listen, may you live forever, and shall I never die. Salute. And to my sippers, salute. Okay. Okay. Queen Octavia says, I can hear you, but one thing they can speak on behalf of another group. You can speak on your experiences from the outside. Okay. Okay. All right. So for me, when we start talking about interracial relationships, in terms of someone speaking on behalf of a group of people, for example, black people, and if you're black and you're speaking on behalf of black people, but you're in an interracial relationships and for educational purposes only. When I'm speaking of interracial, I'm talking about black and white or European, right? WT. Okay, so when you think about that, you have to think about, okay, so here's this particular thought. You are engaging either a European male or European female, and you're black. And so what you're saying is that there wasn't anyone that was culpable enough that was black for you to marry them or be in a relationship with them. You're saying that there wasn't anyone out of over what, maybe about 50 million that are not culpable enough for you to engage them, fall in love with them, and or marry them. What do you all think about that? Now, that's interesting. That's interesting to me that what you're saying to me is that you couldn't find another black person that you could hook up with, marry them, and be successful. And be successful. I can't, I'm putting this out there because I think it's very important. Okay? Okay. So, Queen Octavia says, you can choose whomever you want. Just don't let it be when you have to then put down the black woman. Okay, so I get what you're saying. Don't let it be that, okay, if you're in a relationship with for example, a black male is in a relationship with a white female. Don't let it be where you are deriding the black female, that she is of no value, and you found that our European counterparts of, or they are of more value than the black female. I get that. I heard what you said, Queen Octavia. Now, but there are so many layers to this. When we're talking about love, and one of the things that have happened to us as a people, we have been duped into believing that love is the highest level of energy. Love encompasses all things. Love isn't. Love isn't the highest vibration. And because we've been taught that, we use that as a measuring rod or stick to somehow develop how we want to feel toward someone because of love. Love is not the highest vibration. The highest vibration, according to the latest research that we've done, is, of course, authenticity. To be authentic. Authenticity is the highest level of vibration that we're able to measure. Okay? So let's not get that confused and get that twisted up. See, relationships has nothing to do with love. Relationship has everything to do with authenticity. And if you bring in authenticity, authenticity is going to bring you to a real level of being able to assess and know that this is not applicable. This is not good. I probably shouldn't do this. When you start to deal with authenticity. But love is kind of an illusion of inclusion. It causes you to think that somehow you can include certain other things, persons, and places that cannot fit within the scope of what you're trying to place it. Okay. So Queen Octavia says there is value in everybody in race. If you didn't find one in your race, how hard were you looking? But you have to also accept the history of that person or people. I agree. You put that in a euphemistic way, and I think that's very applicable. But what you have to understand, is that we as a people have always been misguided, misled, misinformed, disinformed, so that we can be taken advantage of, so that we can ultimately be misled. Queen Kizzy says, okay, well, I'm going to speak my truth. I have 4 children, and they are from Puerto Rico, me and my race, and got beat on, cheated on kids, and fucked up credit. I am now with a half breed. He's Puerto Rican and Ukrainian, and the love, the respect, and honesty he gave and shows to me and my children is remarkable, and he allows and supports me in every way. We have real communications. This is just my experience. So now, with that being your experience, Queen Kizzy, when you say that he has Puerto Rican and half Ukrainian, what does he suggest that he is? What is he saying? Is he saying that I'm Puerto Rican, or is he saying that he is Ukrainian? Which one does he, or does he operate in both of those nationalities? Because this is very important to understand, because now you're a full-blooded Puerto Rican that I know of. You're full-blooded Puerto Rican. So is he tending more toward Puerto Rican or Ray? He's raised by a Puerto Rican mom, right? Okay, so here's the thing. I consider myself as being black. Most people say, "Well, you can't be black. Black is not a nationality. It's not a Get out of here, because we're so misguided and we've been given so much misinformation and disinformation that we can't align ourselves, right? When you look at the word more, when people say, "Well, I'm a Moor," okay, if you are a Moor, the word Moor in of itself means to be what? Black. Well, how can you not be black, right? Hey, D, long time no see. Thank you for coming in. Those of you that are coming in, please let us know where you're hailing from. What do you mean you're not black? The very nature of the word Moor means to be black. I can't, I can't. It's like, what are you talking about? You're not making good sense. Why? Because we've been misinformed and disinformed, right? Now, okay? So I know we're going to get into this. Right? For me, and just for educational purposes only, because I have no dislike, no hatred in my um, assessments towards anyone. But for me, I'm pro-black, right? I don't want anything that doesn't look like me. And on top of that, I'm not despondent by my European counterparts that does not like to race mix. I'm in agreement with them. I'm in agreement that love you and who you are and yours, and I love who I am and I love mine, right? One of the things, let's be clear, you cannot convince me that you love being black if you're in a racial relationship. Okay, my um, hometown friend has come in. Let me see if we can get him on. Let me see if we can switch gears right here real quick, family, and get to Sonya Massey real quick. Uh, Terrence, let me see if I can invite you in. So for me, and we'll get back to this. And we'll get back to this at some point. But for me, I'm pro-black. For real, for real. I am pro-black. And with that, I want to toast until we see if we can get Terrence in. I'm pro-black. Pro-black. Salute. Into my sippers. If you're sipping, let me know what you're sipping on. Terrence, can you see the invite? Let me know if you can see the invite, Terrence. Terrence, if you're with me, Terrence, if you can hear me, please do this for me and for you. Go out and come back in. Terrence Davis, um, go out and come back in so we can see if we can get you in, okay? Now, back to what I was stating. For me, I'm pro-black. I don't want anything that doesn't look like me. Does that mean that you hate someone or dislike someone? No. Let me give you an example of why I'm saying what I'm saying. There are many different kinds of fowls. What do you mean by that? Birds, fowls of the air, right? Haven't you ever noticed that eagles don't fly with buzzards? Have you ever noticed crows don't fly with red birds or blue birds? However, they all may be fowl or they may be birds, but they don't mate. They don't fly together. But they're all birds. Why doesn't that happen in nature? Because they're protecting the integrity of their inheritance. We're the only ones that do not protect the integrity of our inheritance. We obfuscate. We umbrella it under the purpose of I've found love here. When love is an illusion of inclusion. Again, as I stated to you, you can look it up for yourself. Love is not the highest vibration. Authenticity is. What is authenticity? Authenticity is the realness of a thing, the organic realness of a thing. When you are organic and you are real, what you have a tendency to do is associate yourself with what you is, what you are, or what you is. Oh, come on, talk to me. Tonight, Wind Down Wednesday, baby. Therapy with a sip. It's grown folk conversation, right? It's all about educational, this is for educational purposes, right? Entertainment for purpose only, okay? Okay, so Kizzy says, so question for you. Do I not have a right to speak about or for my race because of my relationship? No, you have the right to speak about whatever you choose to speak about in terms of your race, because that's going to come into play, which is why it is very important to know who you're linking up with, who you're entering into a relationship with. It's very important to understand that, to understand it, so that you will know if you have the freedom of expression or if you have to lock up who you are and present who you're not. Okay? So we're just keeping it on a real simplistic level tonight. Everybody okay? It's Wind Down Wednesday, baby. Grown folk conversation, right? Number one KP is in the house, family. Oh yeah, that's Chi-Town in the house. Okay, Kizzy says, but as I can say, I kept my lineage pure, Puerto Rican blood, tain't old baby, tain't old baby. Okay, all right, that's what's up. That's what you want to do. You want to. Let me say this to you. A lot of some of my partners are in interracial relationships, right? And they know me. They be like, "Hey, dude, man, what? No, dude, you what?" And they'll tell you right now, man, the dude he don't bite his tongue. I'll let them know that first of all, here's what I want to say to you, is that everything that we fought for, you are deliberately giving it back to them, right? I'm not saying that we don't. Hold on. Let me clear this up. See, what I'm not saying is that we don't have relationships with our European counterparts. At best, if you really want to know what we should be doing, we should be having symbiotic relationships with them. Yes, symbiotic relationships. If you don't know what that is, you need to look that up. Because it's very important, because we don't teach our people to do things the right way, so we won't be misinformed, disinformed. We won't be misguided or misled. There's nothing wrong with a symbiotic relationship. You and I, we can have a symbiotic relationship. Let me go back and deal with a very, very dear friend of mine, close friend of mine, a colleague of mine that transitioned, and peace be upon him. Dr. Robert Haney, a European doctor, which is where I had my PhD conferred upon me from him. Not only that, but I taught at his school. Not only did I teach at his school, but also I sat on the board of trustees. But here's what he shared with me. He said, Jeff, for educational purposes only, allegedly only, he says, never trust white people. He said, including me. And he went on to tell me a story. And guess what, family? He was from Georgia. Listen to me, and you'll hear me, and you'll hear me well. He was from Georgia. And he graduated from one of the most prestigious colleges in Georgia, which I'm pretty sure those of you, because we have people from Atlanta on here, one of the most prestigious colleges, and I'm going to call it in just a few minutes. He shared with me because he used to take tours over in Africa, and he used to rest at the foot of Mount Kilimanjaro. Every year he would take a Hajj. And what he shared with me was that was the most relaxed time that he's ever experienced in his life. He said he used to dream holistically and not in part. And so he said one time he returned from a trip in Africa, and the pastor had invited all of the who's over to his house, and they were having a picnic. And he said, the pastor said, Robert, he said, the niggers are getting uppity. And he said he about fell out of his chair because he hadn't heard that, because he's been touring Africa. So he said that was the time that he left Georgia and moved to Illinois. This is my story to tell because he's transitioned. So it's my story to tell. I can tell it. So he moved to Illinois. And when he moved to Illinois, what he did was he started a program where he helped to jumpstart the minds of black men. Are you listening to me? Excuse me. Where he began to so he began a program to jumpstart the minds of black men, and he brought me in, and as we had these discussions, he started talking to me, babe, and unbelievable what he was talking to me about. And we hit it off real well, man. And from there, man, we really established some things. We started a new curriculum. We started doing some things, man, that were so profound, right? So, what he was, in essence, what he was really trying to get me to see was that, hey, man, you got to be for your people, man. And if you're not going to be for your people, man, then your people going to always remain to be lost, right? With that, let's toast. And let's see if we can get Terrence in here. I love you all. Salute. All right, let's see if we can get Terrence in here. That's right, Yeshaya or Isaiah, Ema, Iman. Yes. Let's see if we can get you in here, Terrence. All right, I'm inviting you in now, Terrence. Let's see if we can add you. Is everybody okay? Y'all good out there? It's Wind Down Wednesday, baby. It's with your host. Oh, here he is. Hey, Terrence. Yes, sir. Let me turn the sounds down so we can make sure that we can hear you. Listen, if you guys can hear Terrence, go ahead and put those thumbs in the air. Go, say something, Terrence. Just introduce yourself. Let them know where you're from.
Springfield, Illinois, hometown.
Yeah, yeah.
Same place the hostess and mostest from.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, baby. 217. Yeah.
With this man.
Yeah. 217, baby. Yeah, just give him a little background on you, T. Give him a little background on you, man. Let him know what's up.
So, I'm from right here in Springfield, Illinois. And I'm from a gigantic family, the Davises and the Simmons.
Yes.
I spent quite a bit of time on the east side from Iowa School and a lot of times in the projects.
Yes, sir.
Went to Southeast High School, graduated in '84, ran track. Watched that man right there. Triple jump, got third in the state.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
I also saw country. Did he get fifth?
Yeah, I think he got seventh, I think. Somewhere around in there. Yeah.
Something like that. You know, a lot of break dancing and oh my God, there's so much history I can't even. I'm gonna get past that. We did so many things. A very, 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 very interesting childhood.
Yes.
So, very interesting. I'm next to the youngest of 10 sisters and 5 brothers.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
All right.
Now, man, one of your brothers used to run together, right?
You and one of my brothers, right? Well, which one? Let's see. Juan?
No.
You and Juan?
Lonnie.
Lonnie.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's just kind of weird because of the age difference.
Right.
But
Right. Yes, sir.
uh,
Man,
yeah,
Rock used to run together. That was my boy. Yeah, Lonnie Davis.
most
Yes,
people
indeed.
know him as
Yes, indeed.
Rock.
You already know. If I call him Rock, you already know. Hey,
Yeah,
that was my
most
boy.
people know him as Rock.
So let me ask you a
Uh,
question real quick. Let's get into this.
yeah,
Let's have some conversation. Now, so you used to be on the police force in
worked
Springfield.
Department of Corrections for 8 years. I worked for DLC 8 years. Worked for Springfield Police for 20.
Exactly. Now, let me ask you a question. Were you there when Roy Williams was the chief of police?
Roy Williams, Rob Williams, man,
Yeah.
Rob.
Uh-huh.
Rob's a big reason why I was there.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I'm there with Rob too.
Yeah. Now you know that was my running buddy. You know Rob was my running buddy.
Yeah, well, that's Rob. Come on, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Rob, he's funny too.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. That was my running buddy. So let's get to this real quick. Let's get to this real quick because it's a hot button topic, right? The young lady that was unalive by the officer, Sonya Massey. What's your take on this? And the reason why, family, I'm bringing someone in that's credible. He has an opinion because he knows the Springfield Police Force. Talk to us. Talk to us.
So, first of all, I was a member of the Crisis Intervention Team,
Okay.
hostage negotiation team.
Okay.
A member of the hostage negotiating team for Department of Corrections also. Crisis Intervention Team dealt with people who had mental illnesses, things such as that. My minor in college was psychology.
Okay.
You gotta, just kind of fell into that.
Okay.
It's
Mm-hmm.
have an interest. I have family members. There's many of us.
Yes. Yes. Yes,
You
indeed.
know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Just for whatever reason, who have mental illnesses.
Right.
You just grow up with cousins, sisters, brothers, for
Right.
various reasons who may either be born with that or succumb to it because they took a drug or something to that effect. So you grow up and, oh, John got this.
Right.
Sister like that.
Right.
So
Mm-hmm.
just learn to deal with it. Then as I'm getting older, okay, I'm gonna take psychology. I want to learn about this.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So I end up in the profession, and then I'm a natural people person, helping people. I'm in this profession. I'm working the east side. From the east side, I'm helping my people.
Right. Right.
For me, it was easy.
Mm-hmm.
You just need to know how to talk to people. Just use certain words. So I'm gonna skip past that. I'm just gonna get to her.
Right.
Get to that specific scene.
Okay.
She called about a prowler
Okay.
outside
Okay.
her house. Right? She's there in the county.
Right.
Everybody's seeing the same video I'm seeing. Initially I didn't want to watch that video.
Okay.
I don't want to. I'm gonna tell you why I didn't want to watch it because my PTSD.
Okay.
All officers, specifically us, especially us, black officers, suffer from PTSD.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
That's the reason why I retired. It became worse. But I'm being asked about the video and asked about what happened, and if I want to give a valid answer or my opinion, a more valid opinion, I need to watch it. Didn't want to because it bothers me.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
But I watched it anyway.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
know you, bro. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
know, I'm 217 like everybody else.
Right.
They show up, it's a problem. Supposedly, she thinks she hears somebody, and maybe she did hear somebody in that area, but more than likely, in my opinion, what she probably heard was fireworks.
Okay.
But it's still her right to call the police. They show up, they check the area, they don't see anybody. They see that truck that was damaged, okay, you know, but from my opinion, it had already been damaged.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you can clearly see that he's listening to his tone. He's unhappy that it's taking so long to answer that door. So
Right.
what?
Yes. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Oh, and it's still your job, man.
Right.
Once you finally answer the door, they go through their conversation. He asked, he asked her a couple times why, what took her so long to answer the door. She explained she's by herself, female. You can see how she was dressed.
Correct.
I needed to get my clothes on.
Right. Yes, sir. Yes.
But she dressed properly.
Yes.
She didn't want anybody to see her. That's, a woman of God, obviously.
Right.
Bible.
Right.
That's how
Yes.
they dress.
Correct.
Understand that?
Mm-hmm.
She's not coming in a tank top and some shorts.
Right. Correct.
Understand that? That's how
Yes.
she's going to come through the door.
Right. Right. Right.
So, somewhere within that conversation, I think I counted he questioning her at least 3 times
Mm-hmm.
about that vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
She was not concerned about that vehicle.
Okay.
Okay. So after the third time, he says, "Is there anything else I can do?" His partner turns to walk away. He's off the porch. "Is there anything else I can help you with?" She says, "No, thank you, and God bless." Turns to go inside.
Mm-hmm.
At that point, it's time to leave.
Right.
Done. She
Mm-hmm.
calls about a prowler. The outer perimeter is secure.
Mm-hmm.
You want me to be there.
Okay.
Done. She has confirmed that she's not concerned about that vehicle. If she wants to call about that vehicle, which apparently is not going anywhere, you
Right.
saw it.
Right.
How many times did it happen on camera?
Right.
If she wants to call about that vehicle, she can call tomorrow during the daytime in the light.
Correct.
We heard. Did you hear fireworks in that vehicle? I mean, and during that
Yes.
during that video, it's
Yes.
July 7th. We all know that during 4th of July, that fireworks are being set off for at least 3, 4, 5 days.
Right.
That's probably what she heard.
Mm-hmm.
If you heard anything, so bye. You know as well as I know when a woman of God, that's what I'm going to call her.
Okay.
She's talking about her, when she's dressed like she's dressed, says, "God bless you and thank you." What's
Yeah.
that going up?
Right.
Bye. Bye.
Yes.
So it's
Yes.
time to bounce. So, but this is how I know he's changed his mind. He wants to do something.
Mm-hmm.
When points at that other officer to get him to, want him to go run the license plate on that vehicle.
Okay.
And he says to her, "I need to get your name."
Right.
And he followed inside. So if you look at her facial expressions when she's sitting on that porch, she's sitting on her couch.
Mm-hmm.
Now that's a look at her. Now she's calling Springfield police.
Right. Correct. Yes.
He's calling Springfield police. Well, she's wondering, why is this man? She's not even seeing him as county police anymore.
Right.
In her mind, this is some dude in my house.
Right. Right. Yes.
But Springfield police, because they use
Right. She says like, can you stay on the phone? Yeah.
Yeah, she's like, yeah, no, and he's asking questions about license. She's like, I want paperwork, but now she's confused.
Yes.
Wait a minute, I don't need to be in here. I got my driver's license. I got paperwork. She didn't really need paperwork. She don't need any of this because they shouldn't be in that house. She's
Yes.
just confused.
Yes.
I don't want to go any further into any of this, man, because you know, you just see what it led to.
Right.
Yeah, and it's just that's just too much.
Family, listen, this is so real, y'all. Listen. And he shared with you all
I'm,
that.
I'm,
Go
I'm gonna back it up.
go
I'm
ahead.
gonna back it up.
Go
You
ahead.
see what happened?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, he's saying after he has shot this woman, he's saying to the other deputy, what could you have done? What else could? Well, there's several things you could have done in a house that you could have never been. You should have never been in the first place. You could have created space for one.
Mm-hmm.
You know, backed up.
Okay.
You know, two, taser. If you felt you needed a taser, because obviously you closed in. She had dropped a pot of water and was ducked behind the counter.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
That's not training. You're not trained to do that for her on someone, on a suspect who has not. And she's, first of all, she wouldn't have been a suspect. We're going to just use the word suspect on a suspect who hasn't even displayed a weapon.
Yes,
Okay?
sir. Mm-hmm.
You didn't come, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You can,
Yeah, I know it. I know, homie. It's hard for all us, man. It's hard for all us, man, to sit there and watch this, man. And I know you've been through all of that. I know you've had to deal with situations, man, where, you know,
I even feel for the other deputy. He wasn't even trying to be in the house.
mm-hmm.
He didn't discharge his weapon.
Right.
He wasn't even doing, he wasn't doing the talking. Even when after the shooting, he didn't want to be part of that. I believe he's probably going to have to testify against this man.
Yeah, he definitely gonna have. Yeah, if he don't want to go to jail, he definitely got to do that. Yeah, yeah, he's definitely gonna have to do that. But
You home alone before you enter there.
yeah, but you was the first person that I thought about when I thought about this. You were the first person I thought about, Rob, and then but you were the first person then I thought about, Rob, that could really kind of explain this to us, talk to us about this, walk us through this, because we're homies. We're from Springfield, Illinois, so we know what this is. We know what we've been through life as being what we've been through. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
It's really tough.
yeah,
It's extremely tough.
yeah,
I never, that's just a horrendous act, whatever word that you want to describe it as.
yeah.
So,
My mom, and I was saying that I'm glad that they acted on this because they would have tore Springfield up. It would have it would be burning right now if they had not did what they did. Right now, I think you know my oldest daughter Tasha. You know Tasha.
yep.
Now Tasha knows her also, and then that's my mom's in them neighborhood. Mom them is is around there, and then our restaurant. So all of this happens, and mom, they call me. I'm like, what are y'all talking about? What happened? I didn't know the scope of it until I started researching it and looking through it. I was like, oh my God, this year finna be crazy. It's finna be crazy. Yeah. Yeah, that was crazy, man. I'll shoot you in your face. Oh my God. Oh, I don't even know how you can even begin to try to justify that, man. They gonna have to just let that go and go wherever it's going, man, and go ahead on and do what they need to do with him, man. Because if they try any type of maneuvering, it's over with. They gonna snap. They gonna
So
tear it up, man.
um, I read or heard that he supposedly had some kind of cancer and had a colostomy bag. And if he had these health issues even prior to that, or they knew about this, well, how's this man on the street?
Right,
Why was he not on Destiny? And um, um, so that someone who has this kind of ailment, where's his mind at? He's out on the street.
right,
He could be thinking, how serious is his cancer?
right. Absolutely.
I'm gonna die. I might take somebody with me.
Right.
Uh, I don't know. I mean,
Yep. Yep. Let me look on the timeline. Let's see. Let me see if there's something you can answer. Let me see. Uh, okay. Um, Octavia says, so can the second officer also be charged with this murder?
I doubt very seriously he will be.
Okay. Okay.
I doubt it.
Okay.
Because he didn't just discharge his weapon.
Okay. And Queen Kizzy also says, even the officer that came in asked him where was the weapon.
What about that? What you asked?
What
What did he
she
come
was
back?
saying is that when the other officer came in, the officer asked what was the weapon. Remember, he says that it was a pot of hot water. You remember that?
Yeah, like I think that was a. So I'm gonna have to apologize, right? Like
okay,
I told you, what what this does for me. Um, I couldn't pass once he just started and killed that woman.
right,
I told you, I'm
okay,
suffering from this PTSD, and it makes my skin crawl. I couldn't look. I couldn't go past that scene. So I'm gonna have to
okay,
watch that part and listen to that part. I can't be part of that. That's a big part. Officers behaving in that manner is a big reason why I work by myself quite a bit.
right. And we understand. We understand, homie. I don't want you to go up in there. But here's what Octavia says also. Octavia says, what else could she have done in
Only
this
person,
situation?
wait a minute, I want to back up. The only
Okay,
person that's going to be in charge, I'm pretty sure that is him.
okay, okay,
People who arrives, they have nothing to do with that. They're not on scene.
okay,
No. Yeah, everything else. I mean, it's just going to be investigation. You can't charge people who are not on scene.
okay, okay.
I mean, it's like any other crime or investigation.
Okay, so here's what Octavia says. Octavia says, what else could she have done in this situation? It's almost to the point that we don't even want to call 911.
What else could she have done? why that other guy's camera was on. Because the other thing I would have said was leave her phone and record the entire time.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay.
It's so sad that she lives by herself. Is you want to say have somebody else with you, but you call the police for the help.
Right. Right. Yeah.
This, I mean, so this is really an isolated incident. Things like this don't really happen if you really think about how many times we call and we show up. I mean, I answered hundreds and hundreds of calls over my 20 years. Hundreds of calls. Okay?
Right.
Obviously not, like, this doesn't happen. And so, multiply the hundreds with all the other officers who work.
Okay.
Of course, we never, ever, ever want this to happen, right?
Right.
But you can't take it back.
Okay.
So I don't. Is this really?
It,
One is too many, but we can't change it.
okay. So, in your opinion, I'm asking you, from me to you, in your opinion, what happened?
On that call.
Yeah. What happened? I know it. I know it's.
This is my opinion.
Okay.
That guy who shot decided. This is just my opinion. Of course, I'm not going to be called into court, but just whatever. My opinion is that he decided I'm going to offer. I'm mad because she took too long to answer the door.
Okay.
And she.
Okay.
So that's it. It's really my opinion. He didn't see her as somebody valuable. I'm upset. I'm kind of pausing because I want to cuss.
Right. I mean, it's you got to say whatever you need to say. Just.
This is what I think he was thinking. This bitch take too motherfucking long to answer motherfucking door.
Yep. Yep.
Fuck it.
Yep.
Ain't shit out here. I'm telling you, this is how they think. This
Right.
bitch had taken 2 minutes to answer motherfucking door. Ain't shit out here. Looked around. She by herself. Dude in there and killed this bitch.
Yep.
And you heard when pot of water on it. I'm trying to figure out how to do this shit. Fuck it. Hot pot of water. That's the wrong goddamn reason, but he don't give at this point he don't give a fuck.
Right.
He picked it up. And she said something, then he said, I'm gonna shoot you in your motherfucking face. And she turned. And that's all he wanted. That's all he needed. And what'd he do?
Yep.
Shot her in the face.
Yep.
So we're all sitting here looking at this. He shot her in the face.
Yes.
Premeditated. Fuck it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's why this shit is nationwide, because it's just so crazy. And we're like, how do you really do that?
Right. Yeah, we
people out there like that.
yeah, we trying to figure it out. So this is why when you hit me up.
Here's what it is, bro. And I've been saying this for years. What we're trying to do, we're trying to make some sense out of it, aren't we?
Right.
My grandfather, who actually helped raising me. My grandfather is a really simple thing from Cope, Illinois. 8 miles from there.
Mm-hmm.
Preacher, teacher, Terrence. What we need to stop trying to do is make sense out of nonsense. That's simple. It's really that simple.
Yeah.
It's just nonsense.
I agree.
We're trying to make it so interesting. But it's just nonsense. And we're trying to make some sense out of it. And modern technology got us all doing this.
Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. Yes.
Because that shit just happened.
Yep. Yep.
I bet collectively that night, which was when it was released, it was what? 1 million people said.
Yep.
The fuck? Did that really just happen?
Yep.
It just happened.
Yep. Yeah. It was crazy because D and them called me. I was like, what are you talking about? Because I didn't even know it had happened. D called me and was telling me that da 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 da. I said, what are you talking about? And so then the next day she sent me the video. I said, oh my God. I said, oh no. I said, they finna tear it up.
So,
They gonna tear that up.
man, it
Yeah.
did take a little time to release it because people had an idea. Of course, I hadn't seen it, but I was told from doing that job so many times, I didn't really need to actually see the video to actually know what happened. I've been on way too many calls.
Right.
I just put two and three together.
Right.
You know, but to give an accurate opinion on what was happening, you got to actually watch it. And then at 01:17 on the counter,
Mm-hmm.
that's when they could have left. So that's why I posted what I posted. I know you saw what was on my page.
Right.
So that's when 01:17 they should have bounced.
Yeah.
It should have been done. None of that should have happened. I talked to some of the people that I work with, and they all agreed. Well, then all of them retired too.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, and pretty much all the people that all the calls that I went on when I was working and we ran into and the person was what we call 1096 male subject. I pretty much had all the talking I wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
So things like this didn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
You never know.
Mm-hmm. And here's what. Let me give you one more off the timeline, and then we're gonna get out of here, homie, because we've been on here for a minute. Queen Kizzy says, and probably what he said when she said "God bless you," it probably triggered something in him because he's mad at God for his health problems. She was saying,
Another reason why he needed to be on the desk.
yes, yes,
Another reason why he needed to be on the desk. Because you don't need to be out in public dealing with people if you got this health issues. You don't know where his mental state is, where his mind is.
right, right,
You know what's out here.
yeah,
Dealing
yes,
with the public, dealing with people, you just never know what you're going to run into.
exactly.
It's so irresponsible if they knew that he's having these health issues. That's very irresponsible for the department to have that man out there working with the public.
Exactly. And here's another one. Queen Octavia says he didn't care that it was recorded. He thinks he's untouchable.
Yeah, well, what he thinks and what reality is.
Right. It's gonna be totally different, right? Right. But look, we gonna get ready to get out of here, man. We've been on here for a minute, so I normally try to keep it around to about an hour. But listen, if anything else come up, we'll get together again, man, and we'll do another episode. But listen, you have the last words. Let the people know what's up, and again, who you are. If anybody need to reach out to you or anything of that nature, let them know where they can find you or whatever we need to make happen right here. It's on you right now. Let us know.
Okay. All right. Hey, again, Terrence Davis. I'm right here on Facebook. That's the easiest way to get me.
Yes.
I ain't going nowhere. We would come in, as I'm sure everybody know my wife. We've been together forever. We ain't going nowhere.
Yes, sir.
Part of the Freeman family. What does this say right there, Terrence? Just hit me on Facebook. I'm constantly there. I'm retired, y'all. I ain't going nowhere. I just sit up and look at this half the time, working out the other day, or you catch me at Bun Park golfing. That's what I do.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Yeah. Or here on Wednesdays.
Yes.
Listen to my big bro right here.
Yeah. Gratitude, man, for the accolades. Listen, man, continued success, man, and give my regards to the wife. And I knew you. Yes. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Hey, guys, just pray for that Massey family.
Yes.
Just please.
Yes.
This is rough, man.
Yes.
That's just rough.
Yes, for certain.
So,
for certain, for certain.
I know exactly how they feel. You know, whatever rock man.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I lost two family members
Right.
at the same time.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You already know. Yep. Man, you already know. But listen, I know you would be the perfect personality for what we needed to do tonight, man. And we're very grateful, with extended grateful gratitude, man. Thank you, thank
Anybody
you,
want to
thank you.
holler at me about any of that? Just hit me in the message and I'll talk to you about any of that. Or
Right,
it doesn't matter. I mean,
right,
you know, that's what God put me on this earth for. That's
right,
what I do.
right. Absolutely, absolutely. Listen, man, have an amazing night. I love you,
You too.
man. And we're going to do this again real soon, man. One love.
Right.
One love. All
All right. Peace.
right. Peace. All right, fam. Y'all know how this go. Listen, shout out to those that sponsored tonight. Shout out to those of you all that sponsored tonight. The Prince of Peace, Queen Octavia, T Swing, Men Can Always Be Wrong podcast. Also catch him at Storytime with T. And also the Master Teacher, the Quantum Shifter, the Shapeshifter, the Code Breaker, baby, for sponsoring the podcast tonight. And again, if you haven't had an opportunity, please pick up your copy of Love is for Suckers by T. Swin. All right. Also, our very own Rosalind Severin McClain has three versions of this out. Ocean of Thoughts, poetry, short stories, amazing. It is off the chain. And I'm looking also for Dr. Clear. Dr. Clear has an amazing book out, and it's called Creating the Amazing You. And it's a journal. You get an opportunity to journal and read and journal. Look her up. She's out there. Listen, and I'll be coming out with my book pretty soon. It's called When You Get Struck. Oh, it is amazing. You guys are going to love that, right? Okay. So, y'all, this is heart wrenching. And again, shout out to Sonya, Massey, and as um, we've been instructed to do, pray for her family by Terrence. Um, One of his older brothers and I used to run together back in the day. And he spoke about that in terms of being unalived. So listen, with that, without further ado, listen, those of you that haven't had an opportunity to donate, listen, this is the time that you can donate. Just take a minute and just donate. Why? Because we are influencers and we are content creators. And when you sow into us, it gives us the greater ability to be able to do more, right? To be able to do more. Please excuse me, I'm dealing with these allergies. Try not to sniffle and blow in you guys' ears. Okay? All right. So, with that, quickly, if you can donate, it's out there on the timeline. The 155 Cash App, also the same in PayPal. So quickly before we get out of here, is everybody okay? Everybody good? Thank you, Prince of Peace, for your donation. Um, Before we get out of here, yes, thank you, Queen Octavia, for that. You appreciate the vulnerability and the honesty. Yes, that is an amazing young man, Terrence Davis. Man, we all know him. He used to run track as well. He's kind of giving you all a little background on me in terms of athleticism. I was a bad boy. I was one of the top recruited athletes in the state of Illinois. Uh, but yeah, um, thank you all for always tuning in, family. It's Wind Down Wednesday, you all. And we doing a do and it ain't the Mountain Dew, right? What we need black therapists. Black therapists matter. You all, we have to be able to communicate and talk to each other, right? To heal each other, to help us heal ourselves in this particular space, place, and time, right? Let me see if anyone else has donated before. Thank you, Queen Octavia, for your donation. Um, thank you all, thank you all, thank you all. Listen, thank you all for tuning in to Wind Down Wednesday. Listen, y'all know how we do this. Do what? Hold what you got. Muse over it, cogitate upon it, ponder on it. But by all means, do what? Govern yourselves. What? Accordingly.